Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Toronto Maple Leafs Franchise Mode Episode 4. Today we'll be simulating playoffs. Take a look at the lineups right before the playoffs here. Nylander, Matthews, Marner on the first line. I'm not going to be changing that. We'll do the coach what he wants. Got Perron, Kadri, JVR second. And we got Patrick Marleau, Bozak, Komarov. Fantastic third line. It's even possible that this line could be a second line, honestly, here. And then fourth line, amazing, with Reichel, Gauthier, and Shoshnikov. Defense, Morgan Riley, Ryan McDonough, Timothy Liljegren, Jake Gardiner, and Matt Tenson, and Nikita Zaitsev on the last pairing. We haven't re-signed Gardner yet, but now that we have Liljegren developing like insanely at a fast pace, and we have McDonough already re-signed for the next, I believe, 5 years or so, and we also have Zaitsev for another 6 years, I don't really see much of a need for Jake Gardiner, so it kind of makes him expendable for us. Definitely, it will let us be more maneuverable with our cap situation, and we got Travis Dermott there just in case to step up on the left side if anything happens, and we also have Nita Valiev, and got some pretty good depth here in AHL. Garrett Sparks is also pretty good. John Motson, let's go there on goalie, and Komarov and Bozak are going to be going for sure next year, so they'll give Levo a chance. Also give Timoshev a chance. Also, we'll give guys like Kasperi Kapanen and Zach Hyman better minutes. So I think that'll benefit our team and its development for sure. So I'm gonna simulate here to the playoff round. We will be playing the Montreal Canadiens. Hopefully we can knock them off, as we all know that they did knock us off in the conference finals. But now this is our revenge time right here. We gotta prove Montreal that we can beat them. So I'm gonna simulate game 1 here, see how it goes. First period, Montreal goes to an early 1-0 lead. Shea Weber on Freddie. We come back, Nazem Kadri with 2 big goals on Carey Price, and we take a 2-1 lead heading into the third. Toronto leading Montreal in shots, just by a couple though. Very close game here. And Leo Komarov, the big goal, and it looks like and Shoshnikov scoring, but then Duran making it competitive. Looks like we're going to have game 1 here. So this is looking to be a pretty good series here, with a 4-2 win at game 1. So I'm expecting a close series here for sure. So I simulate game 2. It's key that we win these 2 games at Maple Leaf Square. First period, this time we come up to a early 1-0 lead with Patrick Marleau on Carey Price. We're leading Montreal massively in shots, leading them by 13 shots, 18-5. And second period, Ari Lehkonen scoring to tie it up, and we head into the third all tied up. Close game here, like game 1. And David Perron with a big goal to break the tie. We're still leading the Canadiens by 20 shots, and Mitch Marner breaking through. And it looks like we got the Canadiens on their heels heading into the Bell Center. Or not the Bell Center. I forgot what their arena is called. But, and Austin Matthews with the empty netter. We take a 2-0 series lead against Montreal. We outshot them there for sure. Morgan Riley with 4 assists leading the team, so that's pretty good right there. Game 3. If we win this game, that's going to be fantastic. And 1-1 tie heading into the second period. Andrew Shaw on Freddie, scoring early, but then Austin Matthews answering not that far from Carey Price. Montreal outshooting us 2-to-1 ratio. Not looking bad, but then William Nylander and Austin Matthews giving us 3-1 series lead, but then Brendan Gallagher responding to make it a close game. We head into third with a 1-goal lead. Power play didn't get it done. Montreal outshooting us currently. Freddie playing fantastic so far. Can we get game 3? Montreal on the power play, we killed it. Just 3 minutes. 2-1, and we take game 3, 3-0 series lead over the Stanley Cup finalists. Looks like they're gonna be out in the first round. Can we sweep them? We definitely don't want to be letting them into the series. So here in the first period, we jump up to an early 2-1 lead. David Perron scoring on Carey Price, Max Pacioretty answering on Freddie, but then Jake Gardiner showing that we should keep him on Carey Price. I don't know if we will, but then Max Pacioretty with a big 2-goal game on Freddie. We head into the third period all tied up, and Andreas Lee, which they acquired probably on the trade deadline because we were getting trade offers for him, scores to break the tie. 3-2 lead. We're leading Montreal in shots. Can we tie this up to make it go into overtime? And it's looking more and more like we won't. And Montreal takes game 4, 3-2, just barely. And we head into the game 5 to Toronto to finish off what we started here. Matthews leading the team with 3 goals and assist. Nazem Kadri's been lights out so far. As we reviewed this regular season stats, he had 32 goals, 32 assists in the regular season. Been really good second line center for us. First period of game 5. 3-goal lead in the first period. Looks like this is a runaway here. David Perron, Mitch Marner, William Nylander on Carey Price. We've got the Montreal Canadiens heading for the doors here. JVR scores another one, but Ryan Kessler, which they acquired probably too at the trade deadline, scores on Freddie and Max Pacioretty to make it competitive. We go into the third with a 2-goal lead. All we need to do is shut them out, and Austin Matthews scores to make it a 5-2 lead. Looks like we are going to take game 5 and take the Montreal Canadiens out, but not yet. And Andrew Shaw scoring to make it a close game, 5-3. Jonathan Drouin scoring again. And power play, we score Mitch Marner, and we win game 5. Alright, so second round coming up here, defeating the team that defeated us in 5 games. We defeated them in 5 games, ironically. We'll be playing the Tampa Bay Lightning in the second round. That should be a pretty big test for us right there, because they do have one of the best rosters on paper. But we also have a pretty strong team here too, so I wouldn't count our team out here against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Basically two juggernauts going at it here. 2 top teams. Nazem Kadri up to an 86. That's impressive. Playing really well so far. 5 games, 5 points. Perron, 5 games, 6 points. JVR 5 games, 5 points. Nylander 4 games. I have 5 games, 4 points. Matthews had 8. Marner with 7. Komarov with 2. Bozak with 2. Marlowe with 3. Reichel with 1. Koche with none. And Shoshnikov with 1 point. Morgan Riley with 6 assists, 1 assist for Dono, 1 assist for Lilligren. Hansen 0, Sights out with 1 assist. Freddie 907 save percentage. So actually, Freddie hasn't been stellar yet. I mean, he's been solid, but nothing super insane or anything like that. So we'll simulate game 1 here of the second round. Since we made the conference final, we kind of are expected to make it at least to the conference final this year, especially with the acquiring Ryan McDonough. So hopefully it goes well here. 0 scoring in the first period here. Tampa Bay leading shots 11-10, just by the narrowest margin of any, and leading again 20-19, only beating us by 1 shot and beating us by 1 goal with Braden Point scoring on Freddie. So going into the third, trailing Tampa Bay by 1 goal. I think this is going to be a really close series here. We take the shots lead right now. Can possibly tie it up here. Tampa Bay on a power play, and they score. Steven Stamkos on Freddie. Not looking too good. We get a power play. Mitch Marner on Vasilevsky, making it close here, 2-1. Still possible to tie it up. It's going to be a close series for sure. Yeah, Tampa Bay is going to be a team that's going to scare us for the next couple of years to come in simulation. So they take game 1. Leads us with a 1-0 series deficit here. Going into game 2, kind of need to win game 2. If we don't win game 2, we are definitely going to need to win game 3. Game 3 will be a must win. If we don't win game 3, then it's kind of over for us. Hopefully the team can fight through this and win game 2. Definitely an important game. If we win game 2, this changes the whole narrative of the series. And Tampa Bay off to a 1-0 early start. Benoit Pouliot, former Leaf from last year, scoring. And then Vladimir Nemestikov and Braden Point scoring in the second period to give the Lightning a 3-0 lead. Not looking too good for us. Likely aren't going to win game 2. Tampa Bay leading us in shots. JVR making it close here. It's 3-1 game Tampa. It is going to be a close series for sure. Power play for Tampa Bay. We kill it off. Likely not going to win this game. And Tampa Bay takes a 2-0 series lead, beats us 3-1 in game 2. So game 3 is a must win for us if we are going to make it into the conference final at least. This team definitely a contender for the cup, I'd say. Something that Tampa Bay has that we do not have is a third line young center, which kind of does scare me. They do have a bunch of superstars that are already established in the league, so we still need to establish our guys in the league. So they do have the upper hand. We go up to a 2-0 early lead in the third. In game 3, Patrick Marleau and Mitch Marner scoring. Tampa Bay just leading us of the narrowest margins in shots. They're leading us by 1 shot, and Andre Palat scores to make it close here. Coming in third, 1-goal lead for us, 2-1. Toronto and Mitch Marner with a huge goal to put us up 3-1. Hopefully we can bring this home and get to game 4 and win game 4 to tie up this series, because game 3 is going to be crucial here to win. But Andre Palat with a really good game, 2 goals for him so far in this game, makes it even closer. Hopefully we can shut them out here, not let them in this game. It's 3-2 right now. We definitely don't want to lose this game. It's been a really close game here. 30 shots favoring Tampa, 30-26. And we clutch our way into a Game 3 victory. Big win for Freddie. That's one thing for sure. Freddie deserves a lot of credit for that win right there. We head into Game 4 with a 2-1 series deficit. Hopefully we can take Game 4, and it would be nice to take Game 5 so we can have them facing elimination. This team definitely has what it takes to win a Stanley Cup. That's one thing for sure. Our records are basically identical if you look at it. They only they had 3 more points in the regular season than us. First period, no scoring. Shots favoring Tampa 14-8. Second period, no scoring. Shots favoring Tampa 20-18. Brings us to the third period. Whoever scores the first goal basically is probably going to win this game. Let's be honest here. And we do William Nylander with a huge goal on Andrei Vasilevsky. Gives us a 1-0 lead. Hopefully we don't let Tampa back into it. And Alex Killorn scores to tie it up. And Tampa on a power play, and we kill it, okay? And JVR with a big goal on Vasilevsky. Shut out Tampa right now. And we take Game 4, tie up the series 2-2. It is a new series, best of 3. So basically, I think whoever wins Game 5 here is going to win the series. It's crucial that we win. Very close games here. First period, no scoring. Tampa, we lead Tampa. Shots 8-4, very low shots. And we score the first goal. Leo Komarov with a huge goal on Vasilevsky. We lead Tampa 21-10 in shots. Only putting Tampa, letting them only have 6 shots in that second period. And we also outshot them 13-6. Still out shooting them. Tampa on the power play, and Nikita Kucherov ties it up. And Steven Stamkos, 2 very fast goals to put us in a position that we need to score a goal to tie this game up and force overtime, but it's not looking too good. Power play for us, no good. And Tampa takes Game 5, 2-1. Not looking too good for us right here. Hopefully we can take Game 6. If we not, we're going to be going home, so it's a winner or go home situation. We are home. We better win this game. So far it's been all home teams winning. Hopefully we can keep that narrative going and change it in Game 7. We take, no, 2-2 game. Looked like we took a 2-0 lead. JVR with 2 goals. JVR scoring the first one, then Benoit Pouliot answering with Mike Camilleri on Anderson, then JVR tying it up late in the second. To go into the second period, we're leading Tampa in shots 16-8, 2-1 ratio. Tampa on a power play. Power play has been really deadly to us so far. Definitely need to keep those down to a bare minimum. Hopefully we can go into the third tied up. So leading Tampa in shots 22-16. Tampa starting to catch up in shots. Definitely don't want that happening. And Leo Komarov with a huge goal to give us a 3-2 lead. And power play for us, nothing. So far our power play has let us down multiple times. And Nikita Kucherov tying it up. That's not good. Last time it was Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos. And again, Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos. And Tampa takes Game 6. That was a good series. 6-game series against Tampa Bay, but we couldn't pull it off here. We did push them to 6 games at least. Those are 2 juggernaut teams right there. They were very close games. The least closest game there was a 3-1 win for Tampa. So that was a very close game. I believe Komarov got hurt that game. Is that the reason why we lost? I hope not. That would be quite a pity there. Okay, so I'm going to simulate the draft, and I'll see you guys there. One more thing, we want to look at playoff stats before we go to the draft. Well, regular season, you did have Marner leading the team with 72 points here in the playoffs. Marner with 11, JVR with 11, Matthews with 11, and Nazem Kadri with 11. So all of them scoring point per game. Big players for us. And Morgan Riley with 9, Nylander with 6, Braun with 6, Marlowe with 4, Komarov 4, Gardner 2, Timothy Liljegren 2, Tyler Bozak with 2, Shoshnikov with 1, Reichel with 1, Zaitsev with 1, McDonough with 1. Gauthier didn't have any, neither did Tansen. Goalies, Freddie only played, no Storlars, 914 save percentage for him. Played relatively well. Can't really do much when you're facing an elite Tampa Bay Lightning team such as that. So I'll simulate the draft and I'll show you guys how it's looking in the playoff bracket, and I'll see you guys there. So we're here at the draft, and Nashville won the Stanley Cup, so Tampa Bay is unfortunately, it looks like they're still going to be after us here. They did sweep Washington in the conference finals, so that's interesting. But they lost to Nashville in 5 games, so Anaheim went to the conference finals. They had a rematch there, but couldn't really do much against Nashville. Minnesota and Calgary challenged them the most, but looks like they're another juggernaut that we might need to worry in the Cup final. One thing to mention here, we can get back Jake Gardner if we really wanted to. Like, genuinely, we can get him back. We could. Do we need him, though? The answer is no. Would it be a luxury to have Jake Gardner on the blue line? The answer is yes. So I think the right call would be to re-sign Jake Gardner. To say 3-year, $5 million per contract would be a decent signing for us right there. We'll see though. So we'll go into the draft. We don't really need Jake Gardner genuinely, because we have Timothy Liljegren, Nikita Zaitsev, Morgan Riley, and Ryan McDonough. That's our top 4 right there, without Jake Gardner. No, we do not need. Why would we need Brendan Smith? We're looking to. No, we don't need Ham Hughes, and no, we are not going to trade picks. And what's the point of this trade? We don't need Mark Stahl. Okay, we traded for Brian McDonough. What do we need to, oh, I don't get it. Sometimes EA. See the best player available here. No, it's Gleason, 2-way defender. Naval Scott. We'll go with Gleason. Low top 4, take it. No, we don't. We're not interested in Smith. Probably, I don't know. I feel like we really don't need Jake Gardner at this point in time. Low top 6 right there. That's nice. But it is a luxury to have a defenseman like Jake Gardner that can be that guy on the blue line. We can afford him. Might as well resign him if you can have him. Another low top 9. Getting some decent forward depth here. I can use in the future. medium to bottom 6. As long as we're drafting NHLers, there's 3 picks in a row for us right there. Should be fine. So far it's been actually a pretty decent draft for us. We didn't have a second or first round pick, but we had a lot of late round picks. Take a French starter. It's backup, that's fine. And we'll take okay, the only draft pick that we kind of missed on was that we don't need Andy Green, we don't need that contract, and we do not need Brendan Smith, so go and don't bother me with your Brandon Smith $4.5 million contract. It's not my problem. They're giving us defensemen that we don't need. We don't need defensemen. What we need is a team that's going to start winning more. That's what we need. Okay. Do we keep... depending on if he signs that... Because we have Travis Dermott. We have a bunch of guys that can step in that role and be a guy that can play. So... Is it really necessary to have Jake Gardner? No. Would it be nice? Yes, and we get Jake Gardner back. So we're going to keep Jake Gardner. Looks like give him $5 million for 3 years. Not a bad contract right there. Something that could be better though, however, is guys, we don't need to retain Patrick Marleau's contract, which is nice. It's convenient to not have to worry about that. William Nylander isn't too happy about his role. He is a first-line forward, I do understand, yada yada yada. JVR is also a nice player to have, so... I don't know how's our defense going to be looking. To be honest, it's a pretty good defense, but we'll see how it is. Do we have too many goalies, I think? We can cut him. I'll buy him out. Garrett Sparks, Motson. Might need to cut Motson. We'll see. Because that's a decent goalie that we have there. That's on an expiring contract. That is a rookie. Tansen was pretty decent for us. Oh, Timoshev. Okay. I'll give Timoshev that contract. Heck yeah. And Travis Dermott. I would gladly give him that. If I can only afford it, I'll try that. Travis Dermott, 2 years at a low salary. We'll sign maybe one rookie. We'll let them develop for now. So yeah, I think that's about it that we're going to be signing here. Don't think we're going to be really signing any free agents because kind of don't have the salary right now, too. Travis Dermott rejected. Looks like we'll just have to offer Travis Dermott that 1-year contract, but that's no big deal. Perfectly fine with offering him a 1-year deal. It's just that we'll have to re-sign him next year, which will be a pain in the butt, but we'll go on a max 2-way deal for 1 year. And we also do have Liljegren that will be expiring in 2 years, so I'm going to keep that in mind. So we lost Tyler Bozak, Komarov, guys like that in the free agency. Unfortunately, we could not afford to keep them. We are going to have quite a bit of money to spend, though, next year, with Marlowe's contract expiring, of course. I don't know what we're going to do with. I think we'll let him go. Patrick Marleau is going to be 40 by then. Depends. It depends. I'll definitely look to re-sign Josh Levo. Should give us that depth scoring that we need right there. It's definitely going to make the roster cut. With Komarov and Bozak leaving, Reichel's definitely going to be stepping up. I don't know. That's a bit of a expensive Tice Prague on him right there. So Dermott, Matson, sign him to that cheap contract. Gunnarsson, sign him to that. Marco. That's a pretty decent prospect that we have in Bracco. Hall Suomela, 25 years of age. I'll give him another contract. Saku Manalainen, I'll give him another contract. Other than that, I think we're chilling here with what we have. So, what's our roster fill up here? 44 roster spots has 4 even filled. I can look towards defense. Seeing if we have anything on defense here. Do we have 6 defensemen? That's my question here. All we need is 6 defensemen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is our top 6 right there. And then we got Valiev, Dermott, Nelson, Rasmussen. Yeah, we're fine there. Right wingers, perfectly fine. Left wingers, we're set. Centers. We need a center. Is there a player that can play center here? Reichel, I guess. Or what Grunstrom? 73. Face-offs, Marner has 75. Hyman, possibly. We could give it to Hyman. We'll see. I can also look at free agency. Goalies were set. We're practically at the maximum for goalies. Stolar's dropping overall. Freddie going up 2. So, Freddie gonna have a big year for sure. I'll see what I can do on the center side of things of free agency. It would be nice to have a player like Valtteri Filppula, but we don't have him anymore because we traded him to the Winnipeg Jets, so it's unfortunate. There's Artemi Panarin on the free agent market. Only an 87. It's a bit underrated for Panarin. Michael Myers. Well, we can't afford any of these guys, obviously. I'm gonna have to look at centers and go affordable. Jason Megna. Doesn't look like we can really sign a star center. So we'll sign Jason Megna to a 2-year contract. I think that's solid right there. But likely one of our guys is gonna step into that role and be a center. Yeah, losing Bozak's gonna be big for us, but can't really do anything about that. So we'll simulate next season. I'll see you guys there. Megna accepted, by the way. So and you got Reichel, Matson, all these guys. Alright guys, so as I expected, Reichel's going to be starting at center with 73 face-offs. Not that bad, honestly, as Gauthier has only 61 face-offs, so shouldn't be that big of a deal. Roster's looking pretty good. William Nylander, 86 overall. Matthews, 90. Marner has grown to an 87, also pretty good. These guys are really young, as you all know. Nylander, the oldest, with 23. We might want to start getting that development up because I want to see all of these guys at 90s and above. Second line, you got Perron, Kadri, JVR. Third line had a bit of a downgrade, yeah, but I think it's still pretty good. Marleau, Gauthier, and Hyman is the third line, so we'll see how that goes. And definitely not the same as last year, but there was no way that we could afford Tyler Bozak and Leo Komarov. And we got Josh Levo stepping up with Reichel and Shoshnikov on the fourth line. So fourth line's actually even looking, if anything, better, but it's looking pretty relatively same. Morgan Riley up to a 91 overall with Ryan McDonough at 86. Liljegren has grown to an 84. This is why I was concerned about having Gardner there. We do have Zaitsev, though. He could be the one that's being traded here. Depends. We'll see. Hopefully we don't have to trade anyone and they'll remain happy. Martin Marincin, the left-handed on the last one. On that blue line. Then you got Barlev and Kasperi Kapanen hasn't made the cut yet, but I do expect them to have some significant action in the NHL level this year. So I'll submit the regular season and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we're here at the start of the regular season, facing Montreal again, of course. Lineup's looking pretty good. You still got the Nylander, Matthews, Marner line there, and you got JVR, Kadri up to an 86. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. Been solid. He can even step into that first line role, except I don't know who steps into his role, because Gauthier and Levo apparently is going to be the guy in center. They're not looking too good as second line centers, but he can be a solid 1-2 punch right there with Matthews and Nazem Kadri. So keeping him was definitely the right answer. David Perron, also solid winger there on the left side. You have Riley, McDonough, Liljegren, Gardner, Merchant, Zaitsev. Nothing's changed there. Goalies, Stolarz dropped to a 79, if I haven't said yet. And Freddie's up to an 89. I do know that I did mention that so far. Scratches are Dermott and Timoshev. So Timoshev beat out Kasperi Kapanen that will be spending. I hope this is his last year in the minors, because if not, at this point, it's a wasted talent by us of a low top 6. And you have Grunstrom also there. So maybe hopefully they have some magic there with Bracco, which is also another one of our top prospects. So I'll simulate in a couple months and I'll see you guys there. Hey guys, here about mid-season here. Fantastic record with 31-10 and surprisingly, no overtime or shootout losses, leading the division over Buffalo just barely with 62 points, also leading Tampa there. Means that we probably won't have to face neither of them in the first round if we keep this up. And surprisingly, we don't have an 82-point score here, but we do. Nylander, oh no, we need Nylander to develop. But Kadri's dropped an overall, but he's supposed to be an 87. Okay. Some weird stuff happening here. Hyman's up to an 80. Marlowe's dropped to an 82. Gauthier's up to a 79. Reichel's up to a 79. Timoshev is up to a 78. And Levo's up to a 79. You've got on defense, who's hurt? Gardner's hurt. Jake Gardner hurt. Shoshnikov is also hurt. But that's okay. because our defense is still stacked. Because Morgan Riley is having an outstanding season, as well as Brian McDonough. We've got Nikita Zaitsev there, Timothy Liljegren also solid. Dermott seeing some of his first NHL action here, and you also have Martin Marchand stepping up there. Stolarz is up to an 80, that is worth mentioning there, right there. Freddie with a 927 save percentage, and Stolarz with a fantastic 952 save percentage. So he is the guy between the pipes when Freddie goes down for sure. So I don't think we're going to need to make any moves here. We likely just simulate up to the trade deadline. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, so here at the trade deadline, 42-17-2 record. Team's doing pretty well. Buffalo's right behind us, as well as Tampa, so hopefully we keep up the winning here. Have been on a little bit of a losing streak, so hopefully we get out of that. William Nylander hasn't been too happy so far. I mean, he is playing on a line of playmaker. I don't know what you do there. Maybe you can switch some things up there. Try. But JVR power forward, I got sniper there. We do have a lot of playmakers, which kind of makes me nervous here. That can be a problem in a way. Zaitsev is happy so far, and so is Liljegren, and so is Gardner. So defense is looking pretty good so far. Stolarz is still at 80. Been playing really well, 950 save percentage, and same as well as Freddie, 933, 923, or whatever there was there. Timoshev has had 1 goal, 2 assists. Okay, some statistics for our scratches. Gauthier, 11 goals, 4 assists, stepping up a little bit there in the goals category. Hyman with 5 goals, more assists, definitely. Got Michael with 7 goals, 7 assists. Levo with 5 goals, 5 assists. We'll try these lines for now. Kadri is down to an 85, unfortunately, but it's up and down so far been for him. I expect to make the playoffs for sure. At this point, we kind of do have a playoff-worthy record, so I'll simulate up to the playoffs, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, here, so at the end of the season, we won the President's Trophy. Big season for everybody. 56-22-4 record, beating out the Buffalo Sabres and Tampa Bay Lightning. So we'll just let them solve that first round matchup there, and we will see them in the second round. Whoever wins that, that's when we can start worrying. Because I'm sure we're gonna win our first round matchup, right? I hope. Morgan Riley with 51 points. That was huge for us. JVR with 50. Marlon with 40. Perron with 30. JVR had a little bit of a setback there. He did. I don't know. Nylander. Kadri had a little bit. You could say that this team actually scored less as a team, but definitely played better because we have Stolarz and Freddie both kind of carrying the team on their backs. So yeah, the team's looking pretty good so far. I'm not sure what we would say here because did our team really play better as a team? I'm not sure. So who are we gonna play in the first round? That's a good question. See here, and we are playing the Ottawa Senators. Okay, guys, with this is an easy win here. The Maple Leafs own the Senators, and it's a 1-1 tie heading into the second, and heading into the third, it's still a 1-1 tie. Shots favoring us 22-5, and right away, William Nylander, money, we win. We're going to win here in game 1, and White scoring on us. Power play, we don't score. We should have scored there. This team should be beating the Senators right now. Okay, there we go. Frederick Gauthier scoring to make it a 3-2 lead for us. And we win game 1, 3-2. Surprisingly close, but I'm expecting this to be a sweep, to be honest here. We should be winning this series big time. I want to see the overall comparisons here. Ottawa 89 offense, 92 defense, 87 goal. 92 offense, 95 defense, 92 goal for us. So our strong point is no longer our offense. It is our defense that makes this team a complete team. So making one of our biggest weaknesses our strengths. Tied 0-0 heading into third. We're leading Ottawa in shots by 25-20, and there we go. Josh Leivo scoring to break the tie. Should win game 2 here. Mike Condon is in net for the Ottawa Senators. Should be an easy cleanup from here on out. And we win a game 2, 1-0. So looks like this is gonna be a low-scoring game series, but I'm perfectly fine with that. Just sweep the Ottawa Senators, and we should be fine to go here. Good to go. They weren't supposed to make the playoffs after all. And pretty sure they're just getting carried by Erik Karlsson. We go up to a 1-0 early lead. Nazem Kadri on Condon. And then we go, there we go, Nazem Kadri with the second goal of the game. And it looks like we're going to get that 3-0 series lead on the Senators. No surprise there. Just wait to finish them off here in game 3, and we'll go to game 4 and win that game 2. After all, we are the President's Trophy winning team. So we should win game 4. Other side of things, if you want to see, Oilers leading Nashville 3-0, LA defeating the Ducks 3-0. Basically, the series is over here. Looks like we're gonna be having a rematch with Tampa Bay. They have a 3-0 series lead on Buffalo. Sabres not doing too well against them. We'll see. Ottawa jumping up to a 2-0 early lead. It's fine. We'll tie it up in the second period. And they shut us out in the second period, giving us a trailing by 2 goals. Heading to third. Should come back here. If we lose this game, there's no big deal. We'll just win in 5. We're heading into Toronto with a 3-1 series lead. We should just finish them off here nicely. Not let them into the series. .0-0 at the start, and there we go. There's our goal right there. JVR on Condon taking a 1-goal lead, heading into the third. Power play for Ottawa. We score shorthanded. Austin Matthews on Mike Condon have a 2-goal lead. Looks like we're gonna finish this off in 5 games. Fortunately, we couldn't sweep them, but it's perfectly fine there. So JVR and Matthews with goal, likely gonna have an empty netter here soon. And there's Josh Leivo scoring the empty netter, take a 3-0 win over the Senators to go into the conference semifinals, or the quarterfinals, I should say. Now with this team arguably improving, or we could have Also had a setback, but likely we did improve, I hope. Buffalo taking Tampa actually to 6 games there, with Tampa winning. So Buffalo did have something to say for themselves there, fighting back from a 3-0 series deficit. But ultimately, we're going to be playing Tampa in the second round. Nazem Kadri's up to 86 if you would like to see the lines here. Pretty good lines actually, so kind of satisfied how things are going so far. This time we have home ice advantage, of course. This should give us the favor here. First period of play, 0-0, tied up, and Tampa draws first blood, takes a 1-0 lead. Hopefully we can come back here. And we do. Nazem Kadri scoring on Vasilevsky, 1-1 tie. And there's Patrick Marleau scoring to give us a 2-1 lead heading near the end of the third period. Tampa tying it up. Vladimir Nemestikov on Freddie Anderson. Tied at 2. Could be overtime here. And there is going to be an overtime. But it doesn't last long as Mitch Marner puts it away. 3-2 victory. We take game 1 on the power play. Mitch Marner. Hopefully we just take game 2 and just send Tampa flying home with a 2-0 series lead on them. First period of play, Tampa takes a 1-0 lead as we are familiar to this. Tampa scores another 2, but Matthews and Kadri. Matthews scores, and Stamkos answers as Nazem Kadri ties it up, but then Tyler Radish gives Tampa the lead back. Tampa with a 5-on-3 power play blew it. Could not score on that. This gives us a momentum chance here at home. Tampa on another power play. 5-minute major. Blew it again. But Tampa got lucky and we lose 3-2 in regulation at home, sending us to Tampa Bay with a 1-1 series tie. First period, Tampa jumps up to a 1-goal lead of Vladimir Nemestikov, but then Josh Level answering, sending it tied into the third. 1-1, shots also tied at 24 apiece. 5-on-4 power play, we did not capitalize on that. This may require overtime here. And Patrick Marleau saying, no, it may not, as we take a 2-1 lead nearing the end of the third, and Tampa tying it up, sending this to overtime. Shots favoring us. Power play for us. No good. We blew it. Will this require double overtime? And this will be requiring double overtime as we head into double overtime. Shots favoring us still, so. And Tampa, Ryan Callahan scoring to take a 2-1 series lead. Hopefully we can grab game 4 from them. All the games have been 3-2, so it's been a very close series so far. Really close. Hopefully we can tie it up at game 4 and take game 5 from them as well. Let's not get too much ahead of ourselves here. It would be nice though. First period, Tampa again going up on a 1-0 lead. This is Vladimir Nemestikov again. I think that's 3 or 4 in a row for him. And we answer, but before we do, Brendan Howden scores, but then Freddie Gauthier making it close. Hopefully you can tie it up before the third period expires here. Not looking too good for us. 2-1 lead for Tampa. Tampa has a power play. And they score Nikita Kucherov on Freddie. And Alex Killorn, and the game is over at this point. And Steven Stamkos scores, and at this point it's a riot. And yeah, Tampa takes game 4, 6-1. Not looking good at all. We're hanging in, and then they just absolutely demolished us in games 2, 3, and 4. Completely have been dominating us. So hopefully we can get back in this game and hopefully say something for ourselves here in game 5 at home. We cannot lose this series at home again. First period, no 1-goal leads for Tampa. This might be a different narrative here. Second period, Tampa scores 3 straight goals. Stamkos, and then Stamkos again, and then Andre Palat. But then Mitch Marner answers to make it a close game. Still have a shot at tying it up here with Mitch Marner's answering back again. But then Doshin retaining the lead. But Austin Matthews saying no, it is not over yet. 4-3 lead for Tampa. Shots favoring us. 4 minutes left here. Can we tie it up? And the answer is no. Tampa is going to be sending us home packing again in the second round, except this time instead of 6 games and 5 games. So this is likely going to be the end of the episode here today, guys. I'll be doing another episode soon. So thanks for watching. Hope you hit that like button down below. Please subscribe, and see you next vid. Bye.